knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico,
Expose these clowns!
Yo. Welcome to the Freddie Chico Show. Appreciate you, Walter and Bruce, being the first ones in the building. You know how we do. First 5 minutes, rep your city. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know if the sound is good. I am working on some upgrades, but in the meantime, got to do what I can do. And do me a favor, if you haven't already, go to the FreddieChicoShow.com and register as a member to get access to a lot of goodies and exclusive content. Hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead and get this time started. There we go. What's good with you, Walter? Oh man, you can't crunch that. Be crunching in your ear. Didn't think about that. So I got 3 people watching. 1 person online sent me a friend request. If you're the 2 people that are not on my friends list, so I can see that you're here and acknowledge you. But as you know, we got a hot topic for tonight, Relationship Wednesday. Also representing Bubba Wallace. I'm a new fan. Just kind of get back into NASCAR, you know, do my research, and it's kind of cool seeing that he's, you know, the new number 43, you know, in honor of Richard Petty, you know. I know of Richard Petty, but Chino, California, okay, waiting on a load. I got you. And he's 82 years old. Richard Petty, one of the baddest that ever did it. North Carolina. So definitely going to start doing some research on NASCAR. Wasn't really, hadn't been a fan for it a while. You know, back in the '90s, I was a fan of NASCAR. But I like the direction they're going in. You might get a couple new fans. He said, I wonder if this is one of those topics that people avoid. It might be. I don't think so. But I have had a couple of conflicts with people, so they may, do what they do, like the Patricias, start bad mouthing me to everybody else to get them to change their opinion. Bubba Wallace, he's a NASCAR driver, the number 43 car. Daddy's white, mom's black. I'm not sure if there's that many black NASCAR drivers, but he's one of them. But I think he's a pretty talented driver to be a part of Richard Petty. I would assume that he would need to be. I don't think they just let people get on that team without having some validity or some credibility about them. But yeah, when I saw that he made that statement that look, they need to get rid of the Confederate flag, I'm like, oh, that's a nice idea, nice thought. I don't think NASCAR is going to do it. And then the next day it was like NASCAR is getting rid of the Confederate flag. I'm like, whoa, this young man was able to do that? Really? Really? Like, yo, that's crazy. So big up to Bubba Wallace, and his team, the influence they had on NASCAR. And big up to NASCAR for being brave to do that, because there's people mad right now. They're not just that Italian goofball that never won a race, but there's plenty of people that are mad that NASCAR made that decision. So big up to NASCAR for not talking about craziness, but actually doing something. You know what I mean? Putting action, like Jay-Z said, have actionable items. I believe so. I believe there was a Los Angeles King was a black player, and I think there was one in Montreal or Toronto. One of them had a black hockey player. Calgary, I think, had one too. Yeah, and he was a no-name guy, so it's not like somebody's going to be missing him anyway. Welcome back, Bruce. I see you. We're about to get into this topic now. We did the check-in. Topic for the evening is good parenting versus bad parenting. Your thoughts. What do you think qualifies for good parenting? What do you think qualifies for bad parenting? And how can you tell? But as we are typing in, Tony the Storm, McDonough, Georgia, checking in. I see you. We got to chop it up one of these days. Let's see, get my man Sean here. But before I go any further, like I do on every show, I want to show love to the people who support me. D. Small, Sonny, Walter, Stroud, my parents, Jose, David, Ishon, Lazandra, Shanny, and Tony, the Storm, Barbados. They didn't only say they support me, but they support. They put the money where their mouth is, and I appreciate and show love. I had somebody today, it might have been yesterday, talk about, hey, man, we need to support blacks. Stop, supporting white companies or, Gucci and things like that. We need to support black businesses. So I put my tag up and said, yo, support the Freddie Chico Show. This clown had the nerve to go look at my store, and because it had white models modeling my shop, they didn't want to spend $1. Does that make sense to y'all? Yeah, I'm calling them out because I was crazy. That's crazy to me. That's that crab in the bucket kind of crap right there. Miss the part that it's a black-owned business, black-owned company. Because it had white models, they can't support. Makes sense to somebody. So also the black hockey player got hit with a stick and it ended his career. Ooh, that sucks. Bad parenting teaching young girls to dance on the pole and call it just dancing. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I agree. That's bad parenting. Now, do you think this is a hard topic for people to go? What's going on? I don't think this is a hard topic. It's kind of on the mild side, in my opinion. Look at that blue line. I see that blue line over there. Hope that some of the people from the, Bubba Wallace's fan club. Hoping some of them people come through. Let me know they're here. Dap, what's going on? Appreciate you. He said, bad parenting is teaching your kids how to stay on, really? Stay on Section 8. Wow. He said, better late than never? What you mean better late than never? He said, this false pro-blackness, a lot of people are out here doing that. They should have looked into what you do. Absolutely. Well, but they went all the way to my shop. So, you had to pass by some of the videos or whatever. Like, do your research. I'm not saying, just blindly follow. But that's the thing you have a problem with? Like, that's fake to me. You know what I mean? If the fact that I have white models modeling my t-shirts and hats, you got a problem with that? Like, you're a clown. You a clown. I don't mince my words on that. And she really had an issue, like I was actually paying these models and I was taking money out of black models' pockets or something. Like, no. That's how they do the imaging. Some are black, some are white. That's just retarded. Hold on one second. Let's see if I can get some of these people in here. Jason, what's going on? Welcome. He said, let's see, hold on. Is there a real solid definition of good parenting? No. Because people have different perspectives. And to me, there's so many variables when it comes to parenting. Some things work for some children and some don't. So it's all, hey, what do you think good parenting is? So I'm pretty sure there's definitely a bunch of definitions for good parenting. So more practice bad parenting than you think. I get called unloving, judgmental, etc. for calling out stuff. No, you just by a certain person, an individual that's not right in the head, But it's a bad parenting is let the LGBT, NMNOP, or any other organization run your home. Absolutely. That don't even make sense. Um, Only bad parents say that anyway. It's a cop out for everything. Yep. Yes and no. It depends on what your worldview and absolutes are, but it shouldn't be as arbitrary as society is making it nowadays. Okay. Um, yeah, because one size don't fit all, and I think that's a lazy approach when they're like, all kids do this, or you need to do this to all your kids because that's the only way you can get them to do right. And that's on either side. There's some people that are extremely physical, and there are some people that are extremely non-physical. Um, Drunken parenting is bad parenting. You know, it can be. Because I always say, don't try to blame it on the alcohol. That people were bad even without the alcohol. They're just telling their true selves when they're drunk. But I'm not a fan of drinking, so I'm only speaking from that perspective. What's your thoughts, Ghost? Said bad parenting is when they down the other parent when actually they're just as bitter, bitter, bitter. Hey, welcome, Deanna, fellow fan of Bubba Wallace. What's going on? Appreciate you. Do me a favor and go to the FreddieChicoShow.com and register as a member. You'll get access to exclusive content and be able to submit topics like this one tonight. We're talking about good parenting versus bad parenting. What is your take? What do you qualify or define as good parenting? What do you qualify or define as bad parenting? And let everybody know where you're checking in from as well. All right. Okay. You don't have to be judgy. Um, just some things, because like I said, when I was growing up, we used to have um, a thought process that white parents didn't touch their kids because they believed in timeout, and that black parents dang near killed the kids because they believe that's the only way to discipline. Those are kind of stereotypes of whites and blacks. But I have plenty of timeouts, and timeouts can suck. But I also have plenty of physical too. Had a little bit of both. You said you're from Indianapolis, cool. You said your kids turned out okay, but I try not to judge others unless it's harmful to society. What's going on, Lasandra? Welcome, welcome. Parents distinguishing between right and wrong and teaching them those qualities, lessons to their children is ultimately what leads to good versus bad parenting. Absolutely. Because like I said, one size does not fit all. One kid you could beat half to death and they will not get right. Whereas one you could actually just look at them and that's all the discipline they need. They straighten up. You know. So you'll see some rotten kids come from some great parents. And some stellar kids come from some awful parents. Like how? How did you do that? So there's no rhyme or reason sometimes. Sometimes it sinks in, sometimes it don't. As people, kids just like adults have free will to do the right thing or do the wrong thing. But I can't lie. You see those kids yelling at their parents in public settings. Yeah, we didn't have that. We learned from the time we were like 4 or 5. We're not doing that in public. No. We liked our teeth. You know, I had a buddy talking about his kid was like, he saw another kid acting up, and he went over to the kid was like, oh, you could lose your teeth for that. You know, he couldn't have been more than 6 or 7. He said, I don't judge either as long as there's no abuse. He said, I don't like when parents say they won't put their kids in anything and always let the kids decide. Half the time, kids don't even know what they want. Put them in stuff, even if they may not like it, so they can have tools and choice later to keep or drop something. Better to have tools to pick up from no tools than trying to borrow others. Jackson, what's going on? Yeah, I agree and disagree on that one. Because there's certain things that we force kids as parents because we want them to do it because we know what's best for them. But if they're not in it, they'll actually rebel and waste a lot of money and effort, you know, because they're stubborn, versus trying to cultivate them and spark their interest in something, and then let that flourish, and then support them in that, you know. Have some reasonable expectations, because, you know, some kids are like, I just want to be the most non-productive profession ever. I'm like, yeah, but how are you going to support yourself? Like, it's nice to have that as a hobby, but if it can't put a roof over your head, you know, that's secondary. It's like when I catch an episode of The Simpsons, I'm like, that couldn't be a black family. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. I guess as we go along with, you know, the more technology we get, the dumber we get. But, you know, I've seen some interesting scenarios and situations. And again, physical is not the end all be all. There's plenty of parents that wear their kids out and the kids still end up being just as foolish and stubborn and does not want to listen adults. He said, my parents couldn't punish me because I made them laugh when they got mad. I try to give a lot of love and rewards to my kids. It helps when the school system is adequate and equitable. It's harmful when the school system is not. It takes a village, in my view. Absolutely. Now, you being a comedian and making them laugh, yeah, that one only worked so far with me. But hey, it got you it got you out a lot. You know, do it works. Kids know what's successful. You know, if you're not on your game, you know. Yeah, and like I tell my daughter, youngest, she loved Chick-fil-A. She loved chicken nuggets and fries. To this day, that's all she eats. She's 14. But I tell her, love is not only chicken nuggets and fries. Sometimes it's a foot in your behind. Still love you, but when you're wrong, I'm going to check you. You know. And not to say I know I'm a perfect parent or anything like that, because I still have to, you know, figure out when to have the heavy hand and when to have the light hand. You know, everything is not a heavy hand, and it's definitely a learning process. I am not the same that I was 10 years ago, you know, because I've adjusted, you know, see what works, see what doesn't work, lose what doesn't work, and improve on what works. So like I don't whip my daughter in public. Some may, if they choose to, that's on them. I would say it depends. I would say it would depend on the severity. Not just to, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna show how angry I can get in public. Nah, but if it's something where it's like, whoa, you was way out of pocket, yeah, they may catch it in public. Back in the day, but like I said, my youngest is 14 now, so we passed that. So bad parent is 90% of what is wrong with the world today. Respect for others in general starts in home. If it must be taught, and it must be taught and demonstrated. I didn't really watch the Boondocks like that, so I'm not sure what their parenting style was. A lot of parents nowadays are too scared to discipline their kids. I agree. They would rather be their friends, and in taking that approach, they do not learn the aforementioned respect. I agree. And I know a lot of times people think it's being mean. It's like it's easier to be nicer than it is to be meaner. So if you start out the gate, yo, this is what it is, and once they learn that concept, slack off a little bit or loosen the grip a little bit, that's a lot easier than to be their friend and think, oh, yeah, everything's lovey-dovey, and then they lose their darn mind, and now you're trying to tighten up. You lost them. Because now they look at you as a chump. Teaching history outside the school is good parenting. Absolutely. Because there's a lot of stuff that I had to unlearn because they taught you wrong in school. But my parents were definitely making sure we knew the truth. Parents of today too busy wanting to get attention that they care nothing for the kids. This era only sees kids as money now, not as humans created. You stupid, Walter. No, that's actually good parenting. I need to let them know. Because matter of fact, what came out of that, since you want to clown, my daughter made some red velvet cupcakes that were blue and green. They say it wasn't green, but it looked green. And they were delicious. You know what I'm saying? Even they couldn't have stomached that store-bought red velvet cake. So it's not just, I knew it. I didn't take a piece. I already knew it was fraudulent. They had to confirm it. When they took it, that thing stayed in the refrigerator because it was so nasty. I'm just saying. He said discipline does not mean beatings. Sometimes. Know your kids, what works for them, what motivates them to act right, and apply it. Yeah, and I mean, and I would say define beatings. Like, putting belt to behind is not a beating. Now, they coming to school the next day just bruised up, black eyes, that's a beating. No. That's not discipline. That's just you out of control as a parent. Or your kids out of control, and they bought that, so they got the receipt. But that's a different story. He said, I disagree with Jason. There are situations where social and environmental pressures are so heavy that even the very best parenting will fail. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I was saying earlier. It's like you can have the best situation, perfect example. I don't want to say it's the best situation, but it was a pretty good situation. That Centoria Brown, she had a good household. She left that good household and went and decided to be, a prostitute, murdered somebody, spent like 15 years in jail, but got released because everybody want to call her a victim. Nah, she's not a victim. He said, Deanna, I agree with that. That's why I said 90%. The other 10 can't be helped. Yeah, there's definitely, I've seen that situation too, goes where it's like, I don't care what you tell these kids, they will not respond. They are set on being the most dysfunctional ever, and you just gotta wash your hands. You taught them, you gave them the information. What they do with it is on their own. The blood is not on your hands. Has anyone mentioned many of our children are drinking poison water and eating food with preservatives that are bad for the brain? These poisons directly affect the mind. That's a good point, because to me, even when it comes, and it goes across the board, there's so many factors that we're looking at like, okay, what is different than when we were coming up? We used to eat so much junk. And I mean, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but we used to eat so much junk and we weren't as fat as these kids are now. I mean, we used to have every type of cereal known to man that was just like Super Mario Brothers cereal, Donkey Kong Jr., Count Chocula, anything that had marshmallows in it and sprinkles and chocolate. I mean, we had it was nothing but pure sugar. I remember my parents always saying, this ain't even flavor, it's just sugar, it's just sweet. And we loved it. We loved it. But we didn't have these issues. But now, the same stuff, there's a lot of kids with autism. There's a lot of kids with the ADHD and the, different type of personality issues. And I mean, to me, just the way young kids talk, they sound retarded. I mean, they sound like they're slow. I mean, it's slow is actually promoted. Like how Drake sound, like his voice. I'm just you know, that kind of thing. Like, that's popular. How retarded can we sound? This retarded. Um, so great point, Deanna. I just thank God my son wasn't a problem child. I did and do my best, and he turned out okay. Awesome. Awesome, Lizandra. Is it true that is government brainwashing? Because causing a lot of mental health. Jackson. I see you, Walter. You try to get me. He said they found out high fructose corn syrup doesn't break down like regular sugar, causes diabetes in kids, and parents will still give it to kids. Right, but we had all that fake stuff back in the day too. I don't know about high fructose corn syrup, but they actually have commercials saying there's nothing wrong with high fructose corn syrup. So you know there's people behind the scenes trying to cover up the fact that this stuff is actually bad for us. Because put it this way, and this is especially with the diabetes thing, because I'm actually pre-diabetic now. I used to put a pound of sugar in cereal every day. Every day. Whether it was cornflakes, because it was dry as I don't know what, whether it was Cheerios, because it's dry as I don't know what, or Rice Krispies, the most flavorless cereals ever. Now they got stuff with the marshmallows and Rice Krispies. I was like, oh, why didn't we have that? But I used to put a pound of sugar in the milk. It used to be straight syrup. Making the Kool-Aid. Come on, y'all seen House Party. That dude was like, I mean, for real. He put the whole darn 5-pound package in one container of freaking Kool-Aid. Design, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you share junk on the ice cream, the Mickey Mouse bars, the Flintstone push-ups, ice cream sandwiches, cookies and cream, ice cream, cookies, whatever. You know what I mean? We had all running after the ice cream truck. You know what I mean? Just craziness. You know, all the penny candies. You know, you get in there and, you know, donate cans and you get your change and go there and get all the candy you wanted. Now laters and, you know, Laffy Taffies and Starburst, Skittles, all that. You know, come back just, what do you need? You know, just wired. But never had no issues. Go out there, run it off, you know, play sports, do something, you know, manhunt. We used to do a lot of different games in the neighborhood, you know, that you was always running for something, you know. Tag, freeze tag, you know. There's mostly junk food in the cities. There are food desserts. Wealthy white people eat different and have been eating organic foods for years because they have different stores available in the area. That's true too. They make it expensive for you to eat healthy. Because when you start looking at, but still, I don't know. We had those drinks though. They was nasty. I don't know. But as a kid, I remember eating stuff that if I eat now, like it's nasty. Like kids' palate is not that good. You know, when you sit there and those animal crackers used to be gourmet when you was 8 and 9. Eat some animal crackers now. That's some nasty crap. Like how we even eat that mess? But or the drinks that were like, it looked like fruit juice, but there was no fruit in that. It was like drink, just red, and when you read the label, it's like ascorbic acid, polycarbonate, 25 to the 7th power, red food coloring. You know, that was juice. Speaking of, I tuned my son already down here talking like that. Yeah, I see. I seen it firsthand, and you gotta let them know. You know, like I said, you know, don't beat them unconscious, but hey, let them know there's consequences, repercussions. You know. He said, but it's crazy because my daughter likes to eat. Don't give her a lot of sweets. She's still 43 pounds at 3.5 years. She's solid. Hey, work on that. Don't be that baby's friend because you're gonna kill that baby. Not trying to be morbid, but there's times like, hey, knock that crap off. And then sometimes it's better to show by example so they can follow. But yeah, don't let that get out of hand. Because especially like old girl said, there's a lot of stuff in this food that I don't think was in the food before. I think they're getting better, effective at killing us with the food. Yes, Christy. Hey, welcome. I didn't see you sneak in here. Appreciate you. Do me a favor, go to the FreddieChicoShow.com and register as a member so you can submit topics and get access to exclusive content. But Christy said there's a lot more chemicals in food today. Started with margarine. Yes, I'm actually switching back to animal fats and whatnot because margarine, they've shown the ill effects of it and how it affects the body. A lot of the stuff that we're trying to get away from cholesterol is actually worse. And that's another thing. It's like there's so many times today it's the worst thing in the world. Give them 10 years, all of a sudden that's the best thing in the world. Like, make up your mind, And truth be told, it'll be that company has gotten, really big. And so now they're supporting their product and telling you that everything else is not their product is bad for you. And you need to buy their product. Because the foods we ate are a contributor on the mental health and health issues of our children have today. Yep, I agree. Yeah, I got you, lasagna, solid instead of soiled. You got to change her if she's soiled. But no, if she's 3.5, she better not be soiling herself. It's not the same animal crack because they changed the recipe. I don't know. But that could be it too because pretty much back in the day, all restaurants taste better than they do now. Mrs. Winner's, the chicken place, Hardee's, Wendy's, McDonald's, all of them used to taste a whole lot better than they do now. Like they done changed the formulas on everybody. Yeah, no knockouts, just changing that channel. Hey, well, speaking of that, I got to go to a commercial break. Hold on one second.
We knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico.
Expose these clowns!
I will. I am all about exposing liars, fakers, smile in your face, mean you ill. Yeah. I didn't know it was motor oil, but I heard margarine is bad for you. The is it triphosphate or some type of fat that's, triple layered or whatnot. Yes, I keep up with the doctor. She's healthy as a horse. She has had one common cold, but I've definitely been up on the veggies. Got you. Shoot, Tony, we just got some seedless watermelon. I'm kind of scared of it. But back in the day, it was real. That's why we do dumb and lazy. We actually buy seedless fruits and wonder how they came up with cancer. How's a fruit not supposed to have seeds? I thought that was a definition of what a fruit is. Wouldn't that make it a vegetable? I thought fruits are not supposed to have seeds. But then again, there's certain fruits or certain vegetables that have seeds in them. But, we come up with a whole lot of stuff and then find out it doesn't apply or it's not 100%. He said, this is a system that I learned from Goody Mob back in the day. What you know about Goody Mob? Fast food for the sick. These think they're slick trying to make this affordable. Absolutely. Okay, she came out with the lyrics. I ain't mad at you. Not that Goody Mob. Come and get your soul food. Oh, yeah. Good old-fashioned soul food. But, But I appreciate my two newbies, Deanna Vincent. What's going on? And Christy. Hopefully y'all join us in the future. You know we do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, except for this Friday. This Friday, I will either have a co-host or a special host, or it will be canceled. I apologize for not posting about last Friday. Had some things planned and could not go live. But typically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mondays is religious topics. Wednesdays, relationship topics. And Fridays is no holds barred. Oh, you know about MTV? What? Yo, MTV Raps? Yeah, I remember that. That's back when we were selectively put on MTV. Yo, MTV Raps was like 1 hour show where you could see black people. You didn't see black people on MTV unless it was on Yo MTV Raps. DeWitt, what's going on? Superfly. But yeah, if you register on the show on the website, and you can also check out the shop, support, show your support there. Have hats, you know, just like I got this from Bubba Wallace, you know, supporting his movement. I don't just talk about it, I do it. You know, if I'm, you know, asking or expecting people to support me, I got to support y'all, you know. Fab Five Freddy, got you. Yeah, I remember him. Yep. Everybody's fly. Oh, man. That brings back memories. Special Ed, KRS-One, you know. Leaders of the New School, you know. Tribe Called Quest. Come on, Run DMC. But, I appreciate everybody here. Like I said, I don't have a topic for Friday. Probably will not have a show Friday. But let me know what y'all want to do. Monday. It has been talked about a little bit, and I think we are ready for it. If y'all are ready for, if y'all feel so, come on through Monday. We're going to be talking about Adam and Eve. Whose fault? And the bad narrative, I would say. Now, Adam and Eve and the bad narrative that people, bad interpretation that people get from the Adam and Eve scripture. And people who I've had this conversation with already know where I'm going with it. Wu-Tang. Inspector Deck, Raekwon the Chef, You God, Ghostface Killer, and no. But yeah. That's what we'll be talking about on Monday. Last Monday, what did we talk about? Oh yeah, Jesus was an unarmed black man. That's what we talked about on Monday. Prove me wrong. Not too many people like that one. Like a lot of my pastor buddies failed to show up. He wasn't ready. I'm agree and disagree on that one, Deanna. You said, sorry, I just can't blame any parents for any problems society has. Because sometimes, you know, as parents or lazy parents, we could have nipped something in the bud when kids were little. And then you find out later on, they turn into Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that because of the effect the parents had on them. You know, so I'm not saying it's, you know, 100% the parents' fault, but I think it kind of is 50-50, you know. I definitely know about the Adam and Eve issues. I'm definitely be there. Hey, I appreciate it. A lot of people get scary. They'll talk in my comments, but they'll run away when it's time to talk live. You know, and the whole purpose of the show is to create a smart society. Because I believe there is a movement to make us as dumb as possible so that we can be manipulated. And you don't got to think like me, but you do have to think. I need thinkers on this show. We don't have no dummies on this show. He has some buddies ready to throw down, though. Who we talking about? Appreciate you, Jackson. He said a lot of people had too much heaven on their mind on the time of Jesus. A lot of his people were ready to die. Okay. So they're scary because they hear sayers always come with help, always commenting after the show over. Absolutely. Always adding bandwagon people to help them lie as I don't know types of truth. Yeah, they need that group courage. Get a couple of their buddies to co-sign what they're saying, and then they have a problem. Okay, gotcha. Jesus was unarmed himself, but the rebellion around him threatened King Herod. I should have not missed that episode. You can check out the replay. We may do another one. And like I said, if you have topics like that that you want to discuss, submit them to the website. It's real easy to do once you have registered. And we may even co-host one of these days. I have people that's for members and members only. They're able to co-host, like my boy Tony Storm. Walter, his co-host, D. Smalls, Jeff Horst, that opportunity is there if you are interested. So, okay, then who is to blame? Where should the change come from? Not saying parents are the entire problem or the issue with all bad kids who grow up to be bad parents too, thus making it an ongoing problem. However, being someone who has seen the very worst society has to offer both through my upbringing and professions, I can attest if strong parents had been there, said issues wouldn't have. Yeah, like I said, and that's 50-50, so I agree with you and disagree. I've seen great parents have a retarded child. Like, there's nothing can fix that child. They're just hell-bent on being bad. That's not on the parents. And I've also seen some really retarded parents have some awesome children. Awesome children. Like, how did you come from that? It happens. But Chauncey, what's going on? Truth Hurts is in the building. I just can't wait to hear the race prayer on race day. Uh-oh. Yeah, I see you are an avid NASCAR fan, an Army veteran. Same here. I'm definitely interested in getting more information on some future races. Might even check out one. I'm not too far away from Talladega, which is in Alabama, I believe, and might check one of those out one of these years. I believe it's once a year they do it. Bubba Prayer Warriors, okay. Now you see, I got the hat. You know what I mean? So I'm supporting him and his team, number 43. Bad genetics, I'll give you that. There's certain things that get passed down, but but there's plenty of things that is like, I have things that I pass down from my parents, but I have things that are me, that are neither one of my parents. Because, I remember you growing up like, that ain't me. You didn't get that from your mother. You didn't get that from your dad. That's all you. You figure that crap out on your own. Like, some of that stuff was just me. It wasn't neither one of my parents, But, so I think that's where accountability does come in. But there's an influence that can play a part. Man, put it this way: when I was in college, me and one of my roommates were he was more a NASCAR fan than me, but I used to root for Jeff Gordon because he was a Dale Earnhardt fan, and it used to piss him off. But when we would do, it was on the PlayStation, NASCAR. Talladega was was the best race to do because it was so wide open. It was like a huge, you know, track where you can pretty much get to top speed really for a long period of time without having to take a turn. So that's what I remember about Talladega. Okay, nothing wrong with prayer. I appreciate that. You know, look forward to, like I said, look forward to seeing, getting more information on how I can support, his team and his movement. I think it was very brave for him to come out and say that. You saw what happened to Kaepernick in the NFL, and they still, trying to save face now. But I don't believe you, Roger Goodell. I don't believe you, Baltimore Ravens owner. Until he gets signed, all that is smoke. You know, so, and I'm going to hold true to my word that the first team that signs him with the intent of him starting, and I'm talking about the good teams, NFL bad teams, close your mouth. Don't even have him work out for you. You sorry behinds. Influence is huge. Famous quote: hang around 5 millionaires and you'll be the sixth. Hang around 5 idiots and you'll be the sixth. Absolutely. My dad's always like, show me your company and I'll tell you who you are. Absolutely. Influence definitely is huge. Now, there's always, I guess, the exception to the rule where a surgeon can come from the hood and a crackhead can come from Beverly Hills. You had all the influence around you, but the wrong things influence you. We keep forgetting just because the parents are claimed good, that don't mean karma hasn't come through them kids. We forget the curse of our lives to go to our kids sometimes. Yeah, I know we even say that to the kids sometimes too. It's like, ooh, I can't wait for you to have kids so you can be just as bad as you are. We say those things, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, they provide a good roof over their head, sound structure or whatever as far as, they didn't go without food. They weren't hungry. They had clothes on their back, and they still act a fool. Showed right and wrong, but they choose wrong. That's not on that parent. They did what they're supposed to do. At some point, the kid has to be accountable for stupidity. Try to tell them like, hey, while you're a child, you have a umbrella protect you for certain things, but once you become an adult, a lot of that protection goes away. You're going to have to feel the cold on some of those decisions you make. Jason, what's going on, man? We gotta catch up. Long time no see. He said same thing still. But yeah, support your boy Bubba Wallace, black NASCAR driver. Stood up and made a statement, said Confederate flag needs to be removed from NASCAR events, and NASCAR removed it. Can't forget our genes. Just because people reform their lives, that bloodline mischief can still be there. But you got a choice. Free will. You don't have to succumb to temptations and all that. Just like people are like, well, I'm a man, I'm supposed to do this. Or I'm a woman, I'm supposed to do it. Nah. That's lack of accountability. You still have the responsibility to know, your choices have consequences that could be good or bad. Don't give people excuses. to include myself. Don't have an excuse for acting bad, doing bad, behaving bad. None. But we shall see. We'll see if they're talking about Roger Goodell talking about some, I'm encouraging teams to sign Kaepernick. You should have been doing that. With your weak self trying to get Jay-Z to patronize Negroes. Nah. Nope. Who knows? Might get Bubba Wallace to come on the show. Stay tuned. You know, be able to say a little bit for what his stance was and the history that he has. I mean, I know very little about him, so I'm gonna do my research myself. But I think it's admirable to see what he's done in such a little bit of time. Got my attention. I wasn't even watching NASCAR. I don't fake it. Is it dark out there? See, somebody was wanting to ask for a little bit of something. Y'all saw that. But well, I'll see y'all Monday with that topic, Adam and Eve. Like I said, if y'all have any topics y'all want to, let me know. Remember, you don't have to think like me, but you do have to think. You don't have to be. You're never too big to learn. You're never too small to teach. I love y'all. Something y'all can do about it. I will see y'all have an awesome weekend. Love on family. Cherish moments or enjoy each other. Enjoy getting out there as much as you can because of the COVID-19. Be safe out there. Keep your immunity up. And God willing, I'll see y'all on Monday. You said I had stopped being a Rays fan because it was so white and I tolerate discrimination too long, and that the NASCAR is making changes. I'm back. How can I not go back and share my useless racing knowledge? Hey, yeah, teach the young ones, yo. I mean, like I said, I was a big Jeff Gordon fan. Jimmy Johnson, thought he was pretty cool. Don't know anything about him, but they seem like pretty cool dudes. Appreciate Deanna. Hopefully see you in the future, and invite a friend, for the next one. And like I said, we're just trying to, grow a movement of, hey, we're not dummies over here. You're not going to pull the wool over our eyes, or we're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. All right. I'll see y'all on Monday. Love y'all. Chico out.
We knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico.
Expose these clowns!